so graceful. I can't believe the sight. It's so wonderful. Move up.
Brandon has always been singing from the age of 3 years old. Brandon used to always go to church with my mom, my beloved mother. She used to always take him to church with her. She was on the choir, and Brandon just had that same spirit as my mom, that loving, sweet spirit. And I guess that grew off on him, got attached to him because she always had Brandon all the time when I used to go to work. She took Brandon everywhere with her. Brandon used to get up singing from the time he got up in the morning to the time he go to bed. He would be around the house singing. My name is Sophia Marie Waller. I am the mother of Brandon John Waller. Brandon is a humble person. He's awesome. He's great. He would do anything for any and everybody. And I'm not just saying it because he's my child. Anybody that reach out to Brandon and ask Brandon to do anything for them, he's always right there. And sometimes I always tell Brandon, you have to stop putting people before yourself. You have to learn how to say no sometime. But even though I say that to Brandon, he still does not say no to anyone. Do I remember Brandon's first performance? Brandon's first performance was at the age of 5 years old. He attended Sicilian Academy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he had a musical play, and Brandon was inside the play, and he sang a little part, and then he also did a dance inside the play with a group of other kids. And he was excellent. And the funny part about it, because they had him to the back, and he tapped, and I looked at the crowd of the kids on the stage as they were singing and dancing, and I seen Brandon. He was tapping their shoulders, pushing them to move aside so he can get to the front, and he came to the front of the line and started dancing and singing with the kids, and I thought it was so hilarious.
This is day one of our next hour training. First, I'd like to sing one of my favorite songs. It's called Fly Her Bird. Today is January 17, 2007. Remember, always dangerous.
And I'm Keely's mother.
All right, and I'm Butch. I'm Keely's dad. And
You're her dad.
And I'm her dad.
Who is Keely? I would say that first of all, she's an old soul. If you know her or around her for any limit of time, you'll realize that she is very warm and very welcoming with her personality. She really sees people as souls. She looks inside their heart. She genuinely cares for people. Her life has been, as she got older, she started developing a life that loved to go to the nursing home with me and to, give back and love on people that sometimes seem forgotten.
Well, I think we first discovered Keely had so much talent musically, was when she was little, she would run around humming, humming songs and everything. And when she would hum them, she would hum them in pitch, in key, and right melody and everything. It's like, wow, that's very good and way better than I can right now. But really, one defining moment I'll never forget, and it's probably small to everybody else, but I'll never forget it. But she was real tiny. We'd gotten her like a little Kawasaki tiny toy piano, and apparently it must have been for Christmas, and it was right after the New Year, and I think she might have been, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 or something. But she picked out All Lang Syne. She was just back there playing it, and 2 things that popped into my mind was like, wow. First of all, she remembered the melody, and second of all, she picked it out on the piano, on the little keyboard. And from that point on, everything she ever did was real musical.
We took her to a preschool, and she picked up on the songs. She loved the songs. Remember Mother Goonie Bird?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she loved all the songs. She was singing over and over. We had the best time. And then I introduced her around the age, probably of 4, to the musical Cats. Remember that?
Yep.
And so she heard the musical. She loved it. And she started to sing McCavity's song, and she would sing it from her diaphragm. She was like, she'd get real deep in her voice, and she would go around the couch. You remember it?
Yeah, do it.
I'm not going to do it. One of the first songs that she played for me, you had always said, if it's a hit, it'll stick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember I was taking a bath one night, and the song, the chorus, came back into my head, and I was like, wow, that's a hit, So... and then when we go and watch you guys perform and watch her perform, it makes me really proud, because I know that, she's overcome a lot. It's very difficult to get on stage and to perform, especially your babies, the songs that you created for everybody, and see if they like it. And she is pushing past that to give a gift to the people that are listening.
When here before, couldn't look you in the eyes. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in the beautiful world. It's so very special. I wish I was special. I'm a creep. We can edit it. We like it.
What's up, guys?
I'm Keely.
And I'm Brandon.
And and we're in a duo called Eden.
I found a love. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet.
so Eden came to be through my perspective. So I remember I met Brandon at church.
I remember we were at Elevation Columbia, and I was serving as a photographer in the beginning, and I didn't really know anyone. And so I saw her and one of our friends, Ashley Lake. And they were folding the drapes.
We were folding drapes because we have to, set up and tear down. And we just started a connection over music and over what we like to listen to. And then that led to us hanging out. And then
we went to karaoke one night, and I wasn't really telling anyone that I sing. So they ended up finding out that I could sing, and I remember Keely singing, and I was like, she has something very special, and I just knew we were going to sing together even before we started writing together.
I remember I had never let anyone hear my originals before because, again, I was super stage fright, afraid of everything. But I always write, and so I had these chords I was playing with, and so I ran them by Brandon, and I was like, well, there were no words. I was just like, what do you think about this?
And so Keely had come up with this chord progression, and she was like, hey, what do you think about this? And I was like, it's dope.
And he thought it was dope, but it was really cool because we clicked our little voice memo thing, and we weren't trying. It was kind of messy, but it was beautiful in the sense of he was pulling it out of me, the song itself. He was like, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you imagining? And through that, we started singing together, and it was just odd because when we were singing, we were hearing the same things without communicating it. We just entered in on this plane, that was pretty magical.
It was such a magical experience because I had never met someone that was in sync with me musically, such as Keely. It's like we were thinking the same exact things when we were writing Ghost. It came together so beautifully. It was out of thin air. And most of our songs are like that. It just comes together. And so that's how we became Eden. After that night that we wrote our first song, Ghost, we decided to become Eden. Say that you remember, there's in September, never was a cloudy day. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brandon.
I'm Keely.
And we're Eden.
My upbringing as a child was actually pretty magical for the most part. I grew up in a musical family, so I grew up hearing my dad play bass when I'd fall asleep at night, and my grandparents play, my aunts and uncles play, so I was always surrounded by music. There's so many people who have impacted my life in such a positive way. I would say musically, a lot of people as well, but the ones who come to the forefront, my dad for one, he is an incredible bass player, and he's the one who, he bought me my first guitar, taught me the chords, encouraged me to sing, always helped me get the best music gear, and I couldn't have gotten it without him. My grandfather, he gave me his bourgeois guitar. Thank you, Granddaddy. It took years of convincing. And man, aunts and uncles along the way, so many key people. My mom, she's not very musical, but she always believed in me and encouraged me to put myself out there and make YouTube videos. So And then just as people, just in life, gosh, like not only family, but I would say my close friends, really, just supporting me and encouraging me to be my authentic self and to love all parts of myself. And yeah.
I would say I definitely have a lot of key people in the development of who I am now, not only as an artist and musician and singer, but as a person. I would say the most monumental person or people have been my grandmother and my mom. I remember as a child, because there was a certain period of time where me, my mom, and my brother lived with my grandparents in Philadelphia. And growing up, my grandma had a piano in the dining room. And so when I was real little, I would go to the piano and just pluck out notes and sing them back. And that's how I think I started running and riffing by, mimicking what I was playing on the piano. And I would get my mom and my grandma to come into the living room and sit, and I'd be like, Grandma, Mommy, I'm going to give you a concert. And I would just make up a song on the fly and perform for them. And I remember my grandma always saying, because she was originally from South Carolina, and she migrated to Philly when she was really young, like my grandfather. She would say, always remember, when you perform, you got to introduce yourself. Say, I'm Brandon John Waller from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's so cute. I love that.
By way of South Carolina. And so I always remember that, and still taking note. So I miss her a lot. She was very monumental in my life.
Yeah, I'm sure she's very proud of you.
Thank you.
So Eden started writing Innocence. I remember we were upstairs, and Brandon and I, we were just playing around with this chord progression, and we have very similar everything, but similar childhoods and similar experiences. And so we were kind of talking about that, and we wanted to write a song that, I don't know, would touch people on a very deep level and come from a very deep place. And we were, I guess, feeling a bit nostalgic. So yeah, we just started. I mean, it usually just comes together out of the air for us. So we started singing and bouncing ideas off of each other, and Innocence just kind of fell into place.
Our personalities, our energy, it just worked together well in getting here to this point in releasing Innocence. And we've definitely have grown individually and together as a group. Our communication has grown as well, which I think you'll see translated in our music. The lyric that speaks to me the most in Innocence probably would be when I was a little child, my fascinations roamed so wild. Because all throughout school, since I can remember, like from pre-K, I would daydream like nobody's business. Like I would just daydream about singing all the time, like so much so that I would miss the lesson sometimes. I know that sounds bad, but I think that lyric really speaks to me because my imagination really did like just go places like very otherworldly. So yeah.
The advice I would give to my younger self, I would just tell her, oh gosh, I don't know. I would just be like, honestly, probably relax. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, you know, you're on the right track. Like, I would tell her to be patient with herself because, you know, I felt very trapped by like my own obstacles within myself. And I was always afraid that I wouldn't overcome them. Specifically, again, around like stage fright, because, you know, I was super passionate about music, but like I could never imagine myself getting over the amount of fear I felt to be able to do what I loved. So I would just go back and kind of tell her, like, you get there. You know what I mean? It takes a while, but you're eventually going to, you know, not let the fear stop you.
If I could go back in time and visit my younger self, little Brandon, I would tell him that he is adequate. Mm-hmm. He has more than enough. Mm-hmm. He is talented. Mm-hmm. And he's special. He can overcome his fears. He can overcome different trials mm-hmm. and whatnot that is thrown his way. And he's gifted. Yeah. And just to remain focused, mm-hmm. continue to dream big, and never give up hope and faith.
I love that. Ooh, okay. So the word innocence itself means to me, it's basically that state of being, as well as feeling of, it's before like the world, it's a very pure state. It's before the world can really get to you and, and just taint you and corrupt you. You know, it's that pure space of like, just being able to express yourself, not being fearful, you know what I mean? Feeling safe, feeling just free, and feeling, all you know is good. You know what I mean? All you know is light. You don't know like the harsh realities yet. So that's innocent. And I think that, you know, our song is really about that space that you are typically when you're a kid. And you have all of these dreams, and then, you know, it's everyone's story. You grow up and you have responsibilities, and the world kind of makes you bury those dreams and bury who you really are, because we kind of mask as we grow older, because we learn like it's not always okay to be yourself, you know. But I think adulthood is getting back to that, and I think innocence is like just a reminder of who you really are, you know, getting back to those roots, probably.
I hope people take away from Innocence and the music video that's with it. I hope that they take away a sense of joy and a sense of hope. Mm-hmm. I feel like when we're children, we aren't clouded by the things that the world may say to us. Mm-hmm. You can't do this, you can't do that. That's not how life works. Yeah. You'll find out the hard way or whatnot. I want them to regain that sense of hope. Like when we were children, we just believed that we can do anything. We believed that we could be anything.
So Brandon was a very good like best friend of mine in childhood, and he passed away, but he was he was a huge part of my childhood and my life, and he still is. And he impacted me on such a deep level, because he was able to like make people feel loved and brighten them up. And so he's a huge part of why I am the way I am, why I do the things that I do. I want to make people feel like he made me feel seen and like loved. And so I would love to, since he was such a huge part of my childhood, just dedicate this video not only to, of course, my friends and my family for providing me with a great childhood, but to him too, because he was a large part of it. So, yeah.
So I would like to dedicate Innocence to my closest friends, to my family, and most importantly, to my grandmother, Doris Elizabeth Coe Waller. She was an amazing person. She had the most gentle, loving, kind, and sweetest spirit. She was the one who took me to church, where I started singing and where I got immersed in music. She believed in me so much that when I was around 12 or 13, she took me to my first church ever, which is called the First Church of Love, Faith, and Deliverance in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with Pastor Rosie Wallace. And she told the musical director that I could sing, and her name was Sister Onelda, and she was an organist and vocalist, and she took me under her wing and really invested. My grandmother was truly one of a kind. She would literally, if she saw someone on the street, they could be a stranger, if they were in need or in trouble or anything, she would stop and go to help and assist them, because she just had that kind of spirit, and she was a nurse, so she always felt the need to help other people. She was also a singer, so I got some of the talent from her side. Yeah, she was just an angel on earth, and we all miss her. Everything changed when she left, but I believe she's still watching over us and watching out for us. And I would really love to dedicate this to her because she means a lot to me.
It's so good to hear from you. And I'll be talking to you, and I'll be calling you, because I know you got to go to school. But it's good to just hear your voice. Yeah. So when you going back home Easter?
I would like to give a special shout out, very important shout out, to my mom, who is in the audience right now. She has been my greatest supporter throughout the year. She always believed in me. She always said I could sing even when I sounded a mess growing up. She always believed in me and affirmed me, even in times when I didn't believe, that I could do certain things. She always said, "You can do it. You just got to believe in yourself." The road to Innocence.
Sitting down, we got our stuff on here that we're working on. Brandon wrote out a game plan for us because he's structured and organized. A little more so.
Aaron.
What we could do, the baby on the back of the board, flat.
Yeah, because I think we're just need to stagger them and section them, because we'll bring a fan in here, so it's like power slowly. Oh, dang.
Will you lower one so I can nail it? Stable it?
Hey everyone, we wanted to take the time out right now to shout out all of our amazing sponsors who decided to sponsor and donate towards Innocence. You guys are so amazing and we're very grateful for you.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody who's given financially and also just supported our music and encouraged us. It's meant the world and it's helped us out like a ton on this process. So thank you so much.
Yes. And so we're going to go down the list, starting with Sophia Waller, my mom, Linda Elliott, my aunt who came all the way from Philly, Dr. Ann Radke, Min Lee of 831 Min Lee, Barry Hudson, Emmanuel Hightower, Darrell Brown, Ben and Rebecca Massey, Amy and Sammy Abenzinguza, Kiwanis Mitchell, Kayla Baker.
We also have the Failes, which is Samantha and Butch Faile, my parents. We also have Reginald Brickhouse, Kyle and Casey Lucas, BJ Brown, Kim Sumter, Joan Martucci, Jared Cummings, Dion Huff, Sam Dennis, Benjamin Moore, Robbie Madison, and Supachai.
Thank you all for the amazing gifts that you've given to us. Words cannot express how grateful we are.
Yeah.
And your donations and your support has culminated into what you will see tonight, into our song, our debut single, Innocence. We hope you all enjoy. We thank you guys, everyone who's here tonight. Thank you for coming out and supporting and just showing genuine love.
Hey guys, so we're about to do our drawing. When everybody arrived, they should have gotten a postcard and it was with our picture on it. And on the back of the postcard, there's a number. So we're gonna draw the number here and whoever gets it, we're drawing 3 times and we have 3 prizes. So the first person will get a free concert from Eden. We'll come to any event that you're having and we'll play some music. The second prize is a photo shoot for free by Brandon, and he's incredibly talented, so that's a pretty awesome. And the third is that I will give whoever gets it a free guitar lesson.
And you're immensely talented.
So for the first prize, we have, let's see. Oh, number 1.
Number 1.
Cool. So number 1, you have won a free concert.
Yeah.
Cool.
From Eden.
From Eden.
At any event.
Any event.
Not any event, but any. Oh.
All
right. Prize number 2. Let's shake it up a little bit.
If you put the number 2 on the view.
It is. If I can open it. Number 37.
Awesome.
You get a free photo shoot with me.
And he's really incredibly talented, so
Thank
that's freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, let's see.
Final prize.
Final. If I can open it. Number 10. So number 10, I will give you, or someone you know, a free guitar lesson.
Congratulations, you got the best.
Sweet.
Thank you for participating in Eden's raffle.
Yes. Much love.
And now, for the moment that you all been waiting for. This is the debut of our single,
Innocence. I hope you guys enjoy.